Hi, friends. I just wanted to jump on here and say hello. It's been a while, and I wanted to do an update on my YouTube channel, kind of let you all know what's been going on, where I'm at, going into 19 months without my my soulmate. But I read a lot about grief in the very beginning. I listened to a lot of things, and all of them said the same thing. And I've said this many times, your grief journey is very different from anybody else, and there's no timeline, and grief isn't linear. We hear that all the time. It's not linear. It's more of a spiral. It either spirals up or it spirals down. Hopefully it's spiraling up. And you can hit a stage and go for a while and go to maybe the next stage, and you can come back around to that one again. It's just the way grief is. And those grief waves that we call them, you don't know when they're going to hit. So all that being said, I've been doing well. I've been doing good. I don't know that, it's ever going to be completely if it's ever going to be without days where you're still kind of baffled at times that this is really my life. But I will say that it's not as frequent, and I'm grateful for that. A couple things I wanted to update you all on is I decided to lead a grief share group this fall. Our church does life groups in the fall and in the spring, and I really contemplated it over the summer. I talked about it with Rhonda, my pastor's wife, and friend, and just molded over. Is this something I think I can do? And I talked with my counselor and told her that I was afraid, what if I have a breakdown? And she said, what if you do? It just makes you more relatable. And so I made the commitment and decided to do it. And so I'm in the 8th week, and I have a wonderful friend that is co-hosting with me, helping me, co-leading with me in the group. She's fantastic, Karen. She just adds things that I don't have, and so it's a great team. But it's been really good, and I have 5 ladies. I don't have any men, but I have 5 ladies that come, a couple widows, and one gal has lost her sister. 2 of the others have lost their mother and mother-in-law. So stuff is still fresh, even though a couple of the members just suffered loss in the last six months. A couple of them, it's been a year or 2, but maybe they didn't feel like they grieved properly, and so they're here. And I noticed that I think I did something to the screen. I don't know what I did, but it looks pretty good. It's kind of taken away my wrinkles a little bit, but anyway, I don't know what I did. So that will go into December, and it's also been healing for me, because even though I went through it last fall and it was very helpful, I'm revisiting those topics again. And in the moment, I've noticed the last 2 weeks, in the moment when because you play a video and I get emotional, and then it subsides. And so I think that's a sign of healing, right? And so it's been really good for me also. The second thing is I was interviewed for a widow podcast, and I'm really excited about it. right after Rodney died, I found a podcast that it's called Widow 180, and I had listened and tried to find some other ones, and I just couldn't find a fit. And I found this one, and it was just a fit. And I love the hostess of the creator of the podcast. She's wonderful, and just the whole format of the podcast is great, because the widows come on and they share their story, but then they also share how many of them have done a 180, and many of them are farther along in the journey than I am. So they've been very helpful, and they always leave the listener with hope. And that, I think, is what is so important. And so I was able to get in touch with this gal that is the creator, and we talked, and then she asked me if she could interview me. So I was very honored. I hesitated at first because I thought I'm still pretty new on the journey, but maybe it'll help somebody. And so I went ahead and did it, and it'll come out in about 3 weeks. So that was exciting for me. I enjoyed doing that. I have thought about creating my own podcast, but I have no idea where to begin or how to do it. I don't have right now the equipment and all the stuff that goes into a podcast, but who knows? I probably need to start smaller and work on my blog that I started and haven't done anything with. So there's a list of things that I wrote down this morning, because I have a bad habit of dreaming big and then not following through. So I wrote down some things that I've been wanting to do. I do have a book that I'm working on. I only have one chapter almost completed, one chapter, and it takes a lot. So making the time to work on that, I just need to do it, and getting a blog started and some other things. I just want to be a help. I just want to be a help to people and to widows. And there in my area where I live, I really don't know of a lot of support groups, widow support groups, or there's some organizations that they do widow retreats and conferences, and I don't have any of that in my area. So who knows, dream big. So I need to just sit down and put some stuff on paper and dream. I haven't felt like doing that. And I get sidetracked, I get distracted, I get kicked back, and it takes me a while to get back up on my feet again. But we'll see what happens. And honestly, friends, this is the first time I've ever really talked like this. I haven't really talked about dreams and goals in the future. I don't talk about the future a whole lot because I can't really see it. I can't see it in my seer and my, and so I don't talk about it a whole lot, but who knows? I just know that I want to make a difference, and help, like I said, help somebody. So those are some things that I'm working on and thinking about. I'm still teaching. I'm in my classroom right now. I'm still teaching, and I love it. It is my saving grace, and I'm just so grateful for my job and for my students, and having a place to go every day. I love to be home also. I've always, Rodney and I, the last several years of our marriage, we joked a lot about we're just such homebodies, and we just like to be home. And if we had to go somewhere, we would say, boy, I can't wait to get back home. And we weren't big travelers. We weren't adventurers. We just enjoyed being together and being home and making the occasional thrift store jaunt, or, go to Marshall's or Ross or whatever. We were just very simple. And I still do that a little bit, but sometimes I just stay home. But the kids are doing well. Grandkids are doing great. Honestly, my kids and my grandkids, aside from the Lord, are first and foremost what keeps me going. And my grandbabies, those boys, I tell you, I can't get enough of them. So just so blessed. And then my friends and my church family. And it's just been, I'm very blessed to have them. And then my YouTube family, those that respond and comment, and check in on me. It means a lot. It means more than you know. And, you know, social media is a funny thing because I do it too. You look at people's posts and it's usually where they're coming from. And sometimes it's happy stuff and sometimes it's not. And I used to be critical, in all honesty, of certain things because I was always up. You know, I was just kind of an up person. And going through this season, I haven't been an up person. I haven't wanted to be an up person. And I haven't wanted to stop and smell the roses and look at the bright side of things. And it's kind of like, no, thank you. And that's just being really honest. It hasn't changed my faith or what I believe and my trust in the Lord, but just my demeanor and the things that are important to me now have definitely changed. And that's okay. And that's okay. So after the podcast, I second guessed myself a lot. Did I say the right things? It's like, I can't even remember really what I said. And I think most podcasts are like this. They send you the questions that, you're going to go over. And so I was looking over those questions a few days before, and I was trying to get all my answers in a row and how I was going to answer. And then I had to just stop and say, no, just kind of let it flow. But it's pretty regimented. And so after I was done and finished with the podcast, I thought, oh, did I talk about Rodney enough? Did I honor him enough? And all these things that came to my mind about, who he was and the things that he used to say. And I didn't get to say all those things. And so, and that's okay. But just in this moment, I just want to remember that he, some of his favorite things he would say is enjoy the journey. And he didn't coin that phrase, but he said it a lot. And he would say, it's not the destination that changes you, it's the process. It's the journey that changes you. He would say, don't settle sore. And I'm trying to take that right now and say, okay, honey, I need to do that, right? Don't settle. We can get stuck in our valley if we're not careful. And it's okay to go slow through the valley, which I have been doing. But I certainly don't want to be stuck there. And so I need to heed my husband's advice. Some other things maybe you remember that he used to say, I don't know. You can send me a note and say, I remember when Rodney would say this. And as you all know, we say this over and over, he loved to laugh. He laughed at everything, almost to the point where I would say, okay, honey, that wasn't that funny. But he thought it was hilarious. I was sharing with a friend of mine that posted a Seinfeld clip. I said, Rodney was a huge Seinfeld fan. We would watch the same episodes over and over and over, and he would laugh every single time. Sometimes if we had the DVD, because I have it all on DVD, if we had the DVD, he would make me rewind it. Rewind, let's watch it again. He would do that with Haley, with certain shows. I'll throw this out. Haley, remember the Even Stevens episode? Oh my gosh, we laughed so much. But he loved to laugh. And I don't know if he was a perfectionist, but he liked doing things with the spirit of excellence, and he would talk a lot about that. He was kind of hard on himself to do things a certain way. Got hair in my eye. But Another thing he would say all the time is he would say, how would he say it? If it's kept in the darkness, it's fuel for the enemy. I kind of paraphrase that, but what's kept in the darkness is fuel for the enemy, something like that. He would say that a lot. Giving up is not an option. We would say that a lot to each other. And I'm sure I'll think of some after I close this video, but just remembering him today. And if you can, send me a quote or something that you remember. I have friends that do that for me, and I really enjoy that. So, and if I haven't heard from you in a while, send me a note. Let me know how you're doing. And I'll try to, I say this every time I know, I'll try to keep up on my videos and not have so much time in between. I know I say that all the time, but you're always afraid you're forgetting something and you're leaving somebody out. But I just appreciate you all. And, I never stop needing prayers. We all need prayers all the time. So don't ever let your prayers stop. And if I think of something else, I'll jump back on here and make another video. But thank you, friends, for everything. And we'll talk again soon.